Okay, so here we have set 6046 Hemlock Stronghold from the Dark Forest line of 1996 Lego Castle. This one is not one that I had growing up, but it has a couple of valuable minifigures, and it's got some interesting features, and so I really like it. It's got a striking look. It looks pretty cool. On a quick note, the functionality of it is kind of weird and awkward. It definitely was made for like playing or using it to fight a battle or something like that. As you fight the Royal Knights here from 1995. Otherwise, it's definitely a great set, and it was a lot of fun to build. I actually had, those weren't my hands in the video, those were actually my daughter Amy's hands. She was helping me build today, and so that was pretty cool. I thought she did a great job. It's kind of hard to reach in there, and so I thought she was really good, and her hands were pretty steady the whole time. So that was a lot of fun doing that together. But yeah, Hemlock Stronghold set 6046. There are 3 sets in the Dark Forest line, and this is like the medium-sized one. And it contains 2 of the most valuable minifigures, possibly of all vintage factions, but definitely of Castle, between Castle and Pirates, and of course Space. These are probably the 2 most valuable minifigures. They're pretty expensive if you have to replace. And these are in really good shape. I don't know how I managed to get these in such good shape. I got really fortunate with that. None of the arms are cracked or anything like that from years of play. They seem really clean and stiff, like they've not been played with. Of course, you got this guy with that little bit of chainmail. Then you got this guy who's more of the Robin Hood. I guess he's the leader of the Dark Forest. It's kind of the way I would think about him. And he's got like this vest, of course, bow and arrow. And his arms are bare. That's kind of a unique thing. I guess that was in Pirates a little bit. But yeah, unique for Castle. And then a couple of Royal Knights figures. This guy with just the one, he has nothing else, no armor or anything, just the one logo on, and then this guy with the helmet, sword and shield. And then you've got a little treasure cart with a few studs in there. There you go. They're just kind of clear ones. Doesn't seem like too valuable of a treasure cart. And then, yeah, the set itself has it's on these burps, big ugly rock pieces, and it's supposed to basically open up like this, and so that you can reach in. But it's kind of an odd set because you already can see straight through it, so it's not much concealment or protection or just anywhere to hang out, hardly at all, which is kind of odd. And I'm probably gonna mock this one a little bit and kind of make it my own. As you notice around here, it seems kind of incomplete. Like they just left this part open, and I feel like maybe hemlocks are quite thick trees. If you really know what a hemlock is, their leaves are thin, but they do bunch up, and it's a pretty thick covering. We live in the We live in the East Coast, and so we have the Appalachian Mountains, and there's a lot of thick, shady hemlock trees. So anyways, I thought I might mess around and kind of make it more concealed somehow. But you've got a little bit of a fire pit in there, so that's kind of cool. A little bit of sword in there. Then you've got, of course, the skeleton, and he's been imprisoned for a while, and I guess he died there. That's why there's a skeleton in there. They're not taking any new prisoners. I didn't really understand that, but it looks cool. And I'm not sure how this locks or how this would keep him in. So I may alter that a little bit for fun as well if I implement this into my display, to make it to where it kind of makes sense that he would be in there for so long. And then you could at least climb up. I don't know how you would climb up to the back or to the top tower. You at least can climb up this way. So I'm not quite sure how that's really supposed to play out. But, you know, as with all things Lego, you just use your imagination. At the top, we've got a few of these little boulders and a small catapult, just like Bandit Ambush. I have a video on Bandit Ambush, and it has that same, like a pot piece to use as the catapult. And this one, oops, these are pretty effective because it's, like I said, this is a finger power. So if I was to do this and shoot it off, of course, you know, that shoots quite a good ways because it's your own finger strength shooting it. And but that one's just straight ahead. You know, if, I guess Royal Knights or enemies or whoever are coming directly towards the stronghold, you could use it, but not much use. I guess that his the bow and arrow takes the place of being able to kind of guard from side to side. I suppose that's much better that way. And then you also have, I'm struggling here. You also have this other good catapult. This is probably the coolest thing about this set, is that this catapult's pretty decent, and of course it maneuvers around, so you can really protect from any angle. And you know, anytime you have a bucket and finger power, it's pretty good. So you just stick a stud in there, and then you use your finger to push down this part. With the Dark Forest, I thought they had some really unique catapults and ideas, as we'll also see in the Dark Forest Fortress, the biggest one of the sets. It has some interesting catapults and things as well. But this was probably the best catapult, I'd say, out of any Lego Castle set, except for maybe the Dual Defender. I don't know, we'll get to a few others, but we'll just have to see. Maybe we can do a test video on them. But that's probably the best thing about this set, and of course you just push that down and it flings it. And you can pretty much fling it at any rate, any speed, any angle. So yeah, that's cool. Another cool little feature is you've got this little, like it's a well, or I'm not sure why the well would be at this Hemlock Stronghold, but here it is. They have some water in case they need it. I feel like it might be needed at some of the other ones, or the bigger one. But there you go, that's that. So there it is, Hemlock Stronghold. Definitely, it's kind of an odd build, odd design. It just seems it seems incomplete in a lot of ways, but it's definitely a lot of fun, especially to look at and to play with. So thanks for tuning in. Oh yeah, and I also have the instructions, which are in really good shape. They look really cool. I always love the backgrounds. You can see a castle far away in the background there. And for some reason, they're battling it out here. And I never understood this picture, because why is the Royal Knight putting ammunition in the catapult when it's clearly a Dark Forest catapult? Like, is he on their side, or is he going to use it to fight them? I don't really understand. Anyways, sometimes that's kind of funny with Legos, especially the old ones. But there you go, set 6046, Hemlock Stronghold. Thanks for tuning in, guys.